All right, so here we are, gathered here together to figure out how to talk to the tens. This is Kim Claver, and this is something that I have done really almost my entire network marketing life. And that's almost 29 years. So it really began the first time I ever did this business. I was in the real estate business and I met a guy who had a cute little water filter. We were in a Taekwondo class together. And he, I said, I like this thing. It was a little small blue water filter. And he said, well, I actually market them. I said, no kidding. So give me one. I'll take one. I'll try it. And if I like it, maybe I'll sell them too. I had never heard of network marketing, right? And so I liked it a lot. I tried it and tested it. And I thought, this is great. I can take this around to restaurants. I was a big water nut. And so I ended up signing up for that company. And the first couple of months, the people that were in, that I signed up with said, the way you got to do this is you sign up everything that moves. And I thought, well, that's pretty good. I can do that. And I did. I signed up maybe 3 dozen people in the first, 6 weeks, 8 weeks. And they all came in for these water filter orders of right around $5,000 each, like I had done. And like I said, I was in real estate. I was actively on the phone constantly. So all of my title people, all of the appraisers, the bankers, the lenders, everybody and their mother, was trying these water filters, and a lot of them bought 60 or 70%. But anyway, and when I finally learned how to get distributors, they said, you're supposed to get people who sell it like you. It's like, okay, great. So I did that, and I got maybe 3 dozen who came in at the 5,000 in maybe 7 weeks, something like that. And about the third or fourth week in, a bunch of them came and said, Kim, we want to learn how to do what you did. You brought in 25, 30 people and you made quite a bit of money. They paid us like, I think, $2,000 each for each $5,000 order, maybe 1,000 plus 500 and some little bonuses or other. So it was pretty good. So I said, okay, I'll do a little training. I'll show you what I did. Well, lo and behold, I expected a room full of 24, 26 people, or 30 maybe. And there were like 7, and I thought, well, what kind of thing is this? Where's the rest of you guys? And that was what I thought. Of course, you don't say anything. You teach to who you have. And that's what you do. So I called my sponsor after. I said, only 7 of these people showed up. And she said, oh, that's normal. Really? Yeah. She said, everybody drops out. And it's like, I remember thinking, you got to be kidding. You got me into a business, you encouraged me to get into it, which I did, of course, on my own free will, because I know how to sell stuff. And everybody drops out that is supposed to be some kind of distributor. Yeah, that's what they do. I said, well, I don't want to be in a business like that. You can have it. I don't need it. I got my real estate business. I make a lot more than I do anyway on these little dinky filters, even the $5,000 orders. I mean, if you're in real estate and you do a 50-year lease, you make in the mid 5 figures right away. You don't make like $300 or something. And she said, but you're so good at it. And I said, well, yeah, but if everybody drops out, what do I care? Yeah, it's no fun. If you're a teacher, you want people who love the stuff that you teach. There's nothing like having 1 or 2 really good students in a class full of kids who really like what you're doing. That's pretty good, pretty satisfying. So I told her, no, I don't think so. I don't want to do a business like this. If this is how everybody is that comes in here, because this is the nature of network marketing, I don't want to do it. And she said, well, you have a real estate business. I said, I do. And they're all volunteers. They are, all my agents, because I was the broker. And I told her, those people have never dropped out. I have recruited them. We do commercial stuff. We did then. And nobody ever left. And she said, well, then why don't you figure out how to recruit people for this business so that they don't quit like the ones that you recruit for your real estate business? I thought about it and talked to people about it and said, do you think it's just like a stupid industry? Or I said, well, you have in real estate, you also have volunteers. Everybody is paid on production. If you don't make a deal, you don't eat. Like they say, you eat what you kill. It sounds really horrible, but I mean, in fact, in the business of production, which is real estate and commission, and where you don't eat if you don't bring home the bacon, so to speak. That's what gives rise to a lot of habits that people have that are pretty bad. But there's a better way to do it. So I thought, what did I do with my real estate people? And I came up with a list of criteria that I used then before I would take somebody as an agent in my office. And I had a whole list of criteria. And I thought, okay, well, what I'll do is I'll come up with a list of criteria that I need for people who are going to make it and stick. And so at that time, we were running newspaper ads, and I would run the same ad then that I ran. I mean, I would run the same ad today, virtually the same ad that I ran then. And it included the qualifications of the people that I wanted. See, instead of saying, oh, I'll take anyone, it was, I want people who, and who, and who, and who. Send resume, and it's not a job, right? And so I remember that one of the first ads I ran included as one of the criteria somebody who loves marketing and sales and loves public speaking. And I remember my sponsor, the big kahuna, said, Kim, nobody's going to come. I said, really, why not? Well, because everybody's afraid to speak in public. I said, well, that's fine. The only ones who come then will be the ones I want. So if I get 3 people and 2 of them sign up, that's better to me than 50 people, of whom 3 sign up and they all drop out because, oh my God, I'm scared to speak in public, right? You got to speak in front of a room of people. If you want to become anything in this kind of an industry, you have to know how to recruit, not just customers, although we love those because they're much easier. Everybody understands, but you have to know how to get to the heart of the matter, which is we want to grow this baby big and fast and huge. And this is who we have to make that happen. It's not just talk is cheap and then the next day you forgot your goal. No, you examine what the cost is of getting to your number. And then you step out your process and you do the thing every single day. Never look back. That's who we wanted. That's who we got. Then we built big and fast. So what I'm giving you today, and I stayed in the industry. I built 6 of these things to the top, and now we teach. So one of the things I have learned to do is talk to the 10s. And I want to show you how to do that, okay? All right, so how do you talk to the 10? You already know, right, that talking to most everybody gets you mostly no's. I think everybody knows that. So the question is, why does that happen? Well, number one, you don't know them. You have something to market or sell, and you don't even know who the people are you're talking to. So if you don't know them and you don't know anything about them, what they want and what they don't want, how are you going to sell them anything unless you go to their house and do a 45-minute dump on them type thing, and then you can't figure out how come they said no at the end, I don't even use facial cream. Great. So you wasted your whole afternoon, right? And you got your hopes up. That's even worse for most people, okay? So when you talk to everybody, not only do you not know them, but you don't know what they want or what they don't want. You basically know nothing about these people. And the idea that everyone will want this is really nonsense. You will have discovered that it's nonsense if you talk to 5 people. If you're in this business 5 days, 1 day, talk to anybody. And who's ready to buy when you talk to everyone? You don't know them. You don't know what they want or what they don't want. You don't know anything about them as it relates to what you're marketing. Nothing, right? And so you get no's. That's why. That's why you get no's, okay? So that's the thing. And furthermore, you come with an agenda to sell something. And as far as they know, the only person benefiting from that agenda is you, because of the way that you do it. Hey, do me a favor. Would you do me a favor and just be my customer? Well, who is that benefiting? You. That's it. Doesn't sound good to the other person necessarily, right? So here's what you need to do if you want to talk to 10s. 10s are going to be a subset of these people. Only some of these people are going to be 10s. You all agree with that? Say yes, right? Only some are going to be 10s, and they're going to be 10s because of certain attributes, certain qualities that they have that you can draw out. So you have to know for yourself, what is your niche? It's kind of like, if you're in real estate, there are people who sell beachfront property. There are people who flip houses. There are people who do commercial leasing. There are people who build high rises. So your niche within real estate might be beachfront properties. So if you were selling beachfront properties, which I happen to live in one, and I would say, and I were a realtor, if I were, which I'm not now, who could you help? Well, people who want to buy classy oceanfront property and want to buy it from somebody who knows what the issues are when you live on the ocean. It's not like living on a regular street in town someplace. So who can I help? People who really want classy beachfront property and who want to know that they're getting the best deal on the street because the person knows everything about everything. That's who I can help. So it's not just real estate, but these specific people who want this specific thing. You see that? That's what that means. Who can you help? So it's not going to be just weight loss, but somebody who wants to lose, who's had, say, 9 diets and they're still overweight. Somebody who wants to lose and doesn't want to do rabbit food. Remember, like in real estate, these niches like weight, hair, energy, income, want to have an alternative career. What do you call it? A side hustle, want to have a whole new career, want to be able to do something of your own, like a network marketing company or an affiliate company or a coaching business, right? These are big markets if you approach them properly. But nobody wants to be just part of your little downline, because the only one that benefits is you. You need to think bigger about what can you do and offer that shows the other person you and they are going to go out and make a difference in this world in some way because of the way you do your business and the way you're going to spread the word. You see, that's what you need to do. Okay, so who can you help? Number 2, what is different about your option? Let's say you do weight loss or hair or energy. What's different about your way of doing it? Because remember, each person has, if they want to do weight loss, they have probably 500 options. Go look at Amazon, weight loss products. Google it, weight loss products or weight loss. They have dozens of options. So you need to know what the top options are, but also what's different about yours. Not the ingredients, but the path. Like this is weight loss for people who also want to do intermittent digestive resting and intermittent fasting. This is a weight loss program for people who want to go to a spa and go to a fat farm and stay for 6 weeks, right? All different, or this is for people who just want to pop an appetite suppressant. All these different options, right? So what's different about your option versus other options that they have? It's all about you. Notice what's different so that you can, right, get your 10s. How well do you know your market? Do you know the people who really want to lose weight? How many of them have you ever talked to that are looking to lose and, and do you know what they hate? Does any of you, if you're thinking about your market, say you do, I don't know, skincare, and you help skin, people whose skin is skinning to look kind of saggy, and say that you want to have a skincare and really be all plump and gorgeous again, like when you were, I don't know, 15, but I don't want to go under the knife, right? If you don't know these things about your market, you don't even know how to market to them because you don't even know them. You don't know what they want. You don't know what they've done. You don't know what they hate. You don't know what they're afraid of. You know nothing about your market. You don't deserve their business. Remember, if you want to build a business that gets you $3, $4, $5, $6, $7, $8, $9, $10,000 a month or a week or a day, you can't go around not knowing jack about who it is that you can help. And if you don't know what they hate and what they're afraid of as it relates to the transformation that you're going to offer them with your program or product. Like it might be, I help network marketers, because we do that, who do not want to spend their life chasing people. That's it. That's a big part of our market in the Yes program. Why do they come? They want to do network marketing. They love their product. They love the business model. And they want to make 10, 20, 30,000 a month. But they don't want to do it if to get it, they have to spend their day chasing other people. That's what our program is for. That's what I'm going to teach you right here. A little piece of it, so you get a little idea, okay? Because that's what they're afraid of. Why? Rejection, 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 rejection. People don't like it. It's soul crushing and self-esteem crushing. That's why. Going for no. If you want to do it, be my guest. I think it's total crap. I would never do it, have never done it, would never recommend it. Why should you go for no when you can learn how to do it, the only people you talk to are probably and yeses. You tell me, I'm telling you, that's how you do it fast. Get to the tens right away. So once you know these things above, I'll just give you a few of them, okay? Right, you got that? Got the slide? Once you know this, you can find your tens inside this group, you see? Because you don't know who they are. Now we're going to find them. So here's what you can do. This is good for if you're doing messaging, for example, and this is for people that know your name. There's something different for when you don't know people's names, and you need to be a little bit more circumspect. You need to plan a little better, because remember, if you just want to push your stuff onto people, the people at the other end are also human. They're like you. They're like your sister, your brother, your mom, your aunt. Nobody wants to get stuff pushed on them. So don't do that. Don't act like that. You know, you act like you're so needy. Don't do that. There are much better ways. Plan a little bit instead. I'm going to show you how, so that you can be a welcome guest in somebody's inbox or their message box. You got that? All right. So question for you. And they might say, yo, what's up? Or some words to that effect. You wait for this to come in your little message box. Okay. And you say, so on a scale of 1 to 10, where are you here? And then you hit bang. You got that? Say, Lulu, wait. Wait for this. If it never comes, if she doesn't ever answer, you don't go any further. Just stay right there. Just let it go. Go to the next person. Hey, question for you? Yeah. Wait for the yo, what's up, or the equivalent. Then the next question, on a scale of 1 to 10, where are you here? We're just about done. Now here, you got to form the 1 to 10 question. Okay, now we have a class to show you how to do this, which is 1/20th of the cost of the YES program. Let me tell you that at the end. So here's an example. How important, here's one structure for this question. There are several, but how important is, okay? This one is learning how to build a network marketing business without chasing people full time. Now here, this one, okay, so what you're typing in there, let's say you're doing this. How important is learning how to build a network marketing business without chasing people full time? Bang, you hit return. So it pops up in the window. And then you type, 1 is don't care. 10 is, oh my gosh, most absolutely super important thing in the history of the world. So you write that. And they choose 1, nah, oh my gosh, totally. Now remember, of all these people, there will be maybe 1 or 2 who say, give you the answer that you're looking for. And you have not approached a single other one with your big, long 45-minute spiel. And then you go home crying because they said no, right? Because you had no clue, didn't know anything about them. This is one way you learn about people right away. So they'll give you a number, 1, 5, 7, 9, 10. And guess who you talk to? This is what you do, right? Let me get you that number here. There. Okay, you see that? You talk to the 10s. Everybody see that? That's how you do it. Talk to the 10s only. Some people will say, well, could I talk to a 9 or an 8 or a 7? Well, you be my guest. You can talk to anybody you want. But you said you want to learn how to talk to a 10? This is how you do it. If you don't get any 10s, you keep sending the messages till you get one. Somebody will say yes, I promise you that. Okay? Let's take another one. How important is learning how to eat for high performance in the next 30 days? Now notice here is how important is learning how to eat for high performance in the next 30 days? You see how we did that? These are things that you can, these are all pieces. How important is it to eat to get your health back? Or today, in today's world, to eat in such a way that if you get a flea bite, you don't come down with, some massive illness that knocks you out. Because they say people who get this, the thing going around, that they are at risk because everybody has a pre-existing condition. I mean, those who have a pre-existing condition of some kind are at risk. Well, what is that? Diabetes. That's brought on by what you eat usually. And it also may be how you were born because your parents were diabetic. Diabetes for the most part is something that is, according to medical people, preventable. by not eating so much sugar and carbs and crap and doing all that stuff. So if you have a pre-existing condition that comes from all these, what we've done to ourselves and what we've allowed, you know, really to happen to ourselves, eat bad food, crap in the brain, crap out, crap in, crap out, right? You're going to get a flea bite or a mosquito bite and you're going to be really sick, and you shouldn't be. So it could be, how important is it to eat to restore your health, say in the next 30 days or in the next 90 days, or for high performance? 1, don't care. 10, oh my gosh, the most super important thing in the world. And they'll give you a number and you talk to the 10s. And I've had 9s, and 9s, and I'll say, okay, thanks a lot. And they'll say, well, what do you have? And I say, well, I'm going to talk to the 10s first and I'll catch you later. And she'll say, well, I'm a 9. I say, yeah, I know, but you're not a 10. Why aren't you a 10? What's wrong? Why aren't you a 10? Well, because, you know, I'm not really quite ready, right? That's why we're not talking to you. Timing, urgency is very important. A lot of people tell me, oh, I want 10 grand a month. Some of you, when are you ready to do something? Oh, maybe next March, right? So the talk and urgency, the loudness and the excitement of the talk that people give me and you, don't think that that means they're going to do anything. Usually the more excited they are, the less they're going to do anytime soon, like in a couple, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months. It's just saying, yes, I want 10,000 a month, or yes, I want to do this, or yes, I want to have my health back and my hair back, my skin back. People like doing that. It gives us a good rise, a good dopamine hit. But then when it's, okay, so when do you want to start? And then suddenly there's nothing, right? So you want to be careful that you don't take excitement as an indication that they're ready to go. It's usually the opposite. Usually the more quiet people who say, I'd like to talk to you. When are you around? They're the ones who are going to move. So don't mistake excited reactions like you get in all the network marketing meetings and people go home and do exactly nothing. That's why they've been, all the dopamine has been used up. They got a good shot of it and they're done, they're set. What you want is the quiet ones. And that's what we look for. Because what happens is, we're humans, unfortunately, when we get all excited and say, I want 10 grand a month, I want 10 grand a day, I'm ready. They think it's going to happen in the next 10 minutes. Saying it is going to get it. But you see, there's a path and it takes time, and it's like seasons. If you plant and you don't allow the seeds to take root and to grow and the fruit to ripen, you won't have any fruit that's edible. And a season is really what you're doing here. You're changing yourself from a dry season to one that's going to be a very good season. And you have to allow yourself time to grow and to change. And a lot of people who scream a lot aren't up to that because they've used up all their energy in that initial excitement and bubbly and over stuff like that. That's why Elon Musk and Steve Jobs and all these people say, we don't really like excited people. You go, why? Because they never do anything. And it's not because excited people are just excited and don't do anything and are like somehow deficient. It's just that they get so juiced, there's nothing left for the next day and the next day and the next day to start taking the trip up the mountain to get to the first level of the base camp of Mount Everest. Talking about it's not going to get you to that first base camp. You have to plan. So that's why I'm just letting you know, don't mistake people who say, oh, yes, I want pure skin, and then they find out it costs $50 and suddenly they disappear. The quiet ones will be the ones who you want. You'll see. Test this. Like this one. How important is getting off crap food in the next 30 days? Now this is here. You make these based on your niche. Who can you help? I can help somebody eat better. What does that mean? That means I can help you get off the crap food in the next 30 days. And you might say, add. How important is getting off crap food in the next 30 days? And you won't have to eat rabbit food. Okay, right there. Somebody have a question here? Give yourself a season to change, but you have to start because you have to decide on the seed, decide basically on the soil, and decide what you're going to be part of, because it is a process. If you don't do anything until next spring, there isn't anything that will have grown. You see, that's the process. It takes the growing, like this sower in the Bible. He sows all the seed and he gets some with thorns. He gets the birds pick some off. Some of it falls on rocky ground and crappy ground, but he gets a few of his seeds, which are good seeds, which would be what you're doing to help the world. That's your seed, what you're planting. And some of it falls on good ground. And that's our process. And so if you're sitting there thinking, well, maybe I'll buy some seed, maybe I'll do something, and you're all excited and you never do anything, stop getting excited about the outcome. Think about the process, the season. Can you stand going through the season? We have 4 of them. Like the winter comes sometimes in my life, in my business. Don't think we don't have downs. We do. And I want to just think, why am I, why do you do this? Well, because I care about the people that I'm helping. That's why. And so what I do is keep seeding. Whether I'm happy or crying, I seed, I seed, I seed, I seed, because those are what you call the lead indicators. That's what you have to do at the front, the seeding and the nurturing and the seeding and the nurturing and the seeding and the nurturing, before you see what they call the lag indicators, because what the fruit is later than the seed. And once you know that, then what you decide is, what am I gonna really get good at for this season? You see, think about that and decide whose lives you want to make better. And then we can help you on that trip. Okay, see how that works? If you want to learn how to do this, we have a mini version and a big version, and you can look at either one. If you go to this site, theintelligentnetworkmarketer.com, you see that? Maybe somebody could type that into the group, the intelligent. Yo, Tracy girl, how you doing? Theintelligentnetworkmarketer.com. Type in HTTP, I think s:/theintelligentnetworkmarketer.com. What you'll see there is a video, a 6-minute video, I think it is, maybe 7 minutes, something like that, that shows you a secret weapon, which is basically the whole qualification system that we use and have used in all the companies, so that you can see if you want to book a time to talk to one of our folks and see whether or not you're ready to do a few seasons and turn yourself into somebody different than you are right now. If you're thinking about the results and the person that you are right now, if you're somebody who starts and stops and starts and stops, if you just haven't set out what you're going to seed, what you're going to do, and what your harvest is going to be. And we want to help you do that, because the more of us that succeed in an industry like this, and particularly in this time, the more we can be a beacon for the next person. You can't be a beacon for anybody if you're broke and whining. This is not going to happen. And if you have to hit the bottle, in fact, all the time, with all due respect, I'm just saying, that is not going to help your brain. You put that stuff on our little plant and it dies. Because we have in the US, we are having elections, right? Google said, Google, the search engine, said that the #1 most searched for term since election day, which was today's Thursday, was well, in the States it's Thursday. I know for you it's Friday over there, down under. Tuesday, November 3, was liquor store near me. So to get over whatever, people are just asking for the alcohol, and people can do what they want. But if you want to make yourself a better person, well, that isn't probably the best way to do it. You know what I mean? If that's how you do it. There are other things that you can do where you use your mind to get beyond results that you can't stand or that you can't deal with. What I do when we have, we've had a couple of bad months this past year, and I think I don't want to do anything. But then I go back, the sower. If you don't seed, there will for sure be nothing. So I can't not seed. So if I have to seed, I have to nurture. Because if you don't nurture the seeds, you're screwed. You got to nurture, got to give water, got to give sun, got to give loving. And you do it through your tears. Because without doing that part, there will never be a harvest. So we're looking for people like that who want that. And we'd like to help you get there. Now, if you want a quickie program, this is like 1/20th the cost of the YES system. To learn how to do this qualification, who you help, how to talk about it, and do it and get it out there and start getting people coming to you. That's what you want, the tens. There's this program here called feelerfirst.com. See it? feelerfirst.com/recordings. And maybe somebody can put that in there. Jennifer Ann, A+ girlfriend. I totally love that you did that. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, if you go to theintelligentmarketer.com, and if you're in the Feeler First, consider upgrading. Upgrading. The better you are, the more you can be a light for the next person. It's very important that we do that in this time. Somebody has to be the light, and it has to come from our hearts and spirits, you know? So read thefeelerfirst.com/recording. You see it there in the group. You'll see the link, and you'll see some information about the program and mostly the kinds of results people are getting that are in there. And I don't mean results like, oh, guess what? I made 10 grand a month in 3 minutes. I mean results like I made a post and nobody has ever responded on my Facebook profile in 6 months. And I made this post and 24 people said, I want to hear about this. That is how it starts. It starts with you establishing and becoming a magnet for helping these people that we talked about who are your tens, right? That is really what you're doing. So once they say yes, then you learn how to have a conversation where you're not pushing and shoving to the point where they feel like you're choking them. You don't want to do that. And you draw them out and make them come to you, put them into your program. So if you'd like some help with that, the Feeler First program is like it's under $500 right now. And you can get yourself in there, I believe. If you connect with one of our specialists, you know, I would type in here, Feeler First, please, if you're ready to get the program. And one of our specialists can give you a little discount link. I think you save like 30 or $50 right off the top. So if you're ready to get yourself going so you can start this process and do yourself a little bit of a season, right? Maybe spring. We'll get you going here so you can see what it feels like to be confident, to not chase, to have people coming to you, and to know that what you're doing is good for other people that you're trying to help, to know that because you're doing it. Okay. Thanks for coming. This is Kim Klaver. And if you'd like those links one more time, theintelligentnetworkmarketer.com, just like it sounds, theintelligentnetworkmarketer.com. And the link for the mini program, feelerfirst.com recordings. That's what that is, okay? So the intelligentnetworkmarketer.com gives you a little video. It's 6 or 7 minutes, I think, on how we automate the whole process of talking to the tens. And that's all you talk to. Get them in your calendar book where they book with you. And the feelerfirst.com/recordings gives you a mini introduction to that. We show you how to do it by hand, which is always a good thing, because before you automate anything, you got to know how to do it by hand so you know what the process is, just in case. All right, I'll talk to you soon. Thanks for coming. This is Kim Klaver. Bye.